pressure pretty well now. Okay, I'm gonna start it. You okay? We're gonna start it? Okay. It's not that painful. Just queue up a little bit. Just queue up a little bit. Okay, I will sit behind. Oh, yeah. Huh?
Oh, I was curious to see how the skin looks when it's numb.
No, with the TAC 45, you see it's better. Right now, it's not very much because after the first pack, the skin get a little red, and then the numb will make the skin look like white. Yeah. Okay, so this is how you're gonna remove the numbing cream. I'll still keep the other side numb. So maximum time for you to put in the numbing cream, leave the numbing cream on is like 20-30 minutes. So time yourself. If you're going too slow, then you should stop in the middle when you're doing the first part on this side, remove the cream. Okay?
Does it burn her if you?
Yes, it burns. It's not that strong that it can burn. I have nobody burn, but just in case you don't want to live with it too long. So this is a step that you dry the numbing cream, and then you just start drawing the guideline, and then you start drawing the first layer. Okay, I did it before. I put the numbing cream on, so now I'm just cleaning it up, and I don't need it anyway. Stretching. I'm sitting behind, doing stroke towards me. Stretching, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do the first 3 strokes a little bit different. Oops. It's a lot of ink, so I just want to clean up so you guys can see. Doing good, Eliana?
Yes, ma'am.
You see my thumb rolling the pen, and I start curving the stroke. Just like what we have been practicing, doing the same thing, nothing different. Guideline. Sit on the side. Cho em mấy cái lip balm nha anh nha. một hai cái thôi anh.
Is it just water?
Yes, just water. You can see the first layer. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Now you go and fill it in between. So instead of one stroke like we've been practicing, I'm gonna do two. I just make it a little fuller. And it looked like the basic up when I'm filling a little like triangle here and then one stroke up. So I'm filling 2 strokes. One. Two. So this is the part that I was saying about you get lost because you can't even see where your stroke is and where her natural brows is right now. You have to remember your pattern, and you have to making sure that you know your stroke will go that direction and you're not crossing each other. See, they look very alike. Float into the guideline. A little guide here, and then a long one, float into the guideline. She bleeding because of her skin type. Oily skin tend to bleed a little bit more. But her skin will hold the color. And you can see it stopped and it looked very nice. For some people it bleed, it stop bleeding and then it gets like saturated. The skin gets swollen. It's not taking the color, but her skin taking the color. This side. So that's the first pass. Because my speed, I'm pretty fast, so I don't have to stop in the middle and remove the cream on this side. I just do it now. we have the videos recorded for you guys, so it just sends to email. Okay, so all right, again, removing the cream. You're not using this part of the Q-tip. You're using this part. Right? You're not using this part. This right here. Don't move. Don't move. I'm gonna move to this side. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Okay, so 3 strokes on this side, straight. Copy it on the other side. Oh yeah, stretching. 1, 2. Now my pinky kind of bend it and pull it down. Everybody can see it? You wanna take turn? Okay, who have better view on the other side can switch with the one that have that has, yeah, come in here. Just closer, closer. Do you hear the scratchy sound? Yeah. Okay, so I already have the first front copy, so I'm gonna rub in the pigment and leave this on while I'm doing the other side. Okay. So this is how you rubbing the pigment. You need to stretch open the strokes, go circular motion like this. Try to push more pigment into the cut. Leave it on, working on the other side. My middle finger turning. My pinky bended and stretching the skin down. Lines right here, connect but not connected right here. Placing the blade right on the frame, slightly curve down. Little guy, one more straight right in the middle, one here, other side. I'm gonna clean this ink. I'm using green soap because the ink dry out. And putting, I'm gonna put the TAC 45 numbing gel. I'll go back and filling in the wings on this side because I haven't finished yet. This is what happened when the skin is numb. To Stacia, you see it?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, so it's get numb. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes. Looks so natural.
It does look so natural.
Can't even tell.
Yep, you can even tell.
Yay.
Okay, you're gonna clean. See, I missed one spot that I didn't apply the TAC 45. It's still red. It's not numb because that's one strokes. Okay. Alright. And just clean it up. And then just chasing over with the second pass. Now we're gonna do second pass. Gonna get a little bit darker with the second pass. You can start from the front. I just like, since I'm sitting here, I just start from the tail. Sorry, the wings.
So you just go over the same line.
Yes, same line. So the more strokes that you did for the first pass, the more work you had to do with the second pass. So with the second pass, you see the strokes a little bit darker.
Mm-hmm.
Same pressure or even lighter. You still hear the scratchy sound. Okay, so you placing the blade, try to find the spot. Feel it with your blade, you get into the right strokes, and then when you feel it, just go. Alright, so the tricky part is finding the spot. So what happened if you cannot chasing over the same strokes? You might creating one more next to it, and both strokes not enough pressure, they will disappear or they will blur into a big strokes. Okay, I'm gonna go right here. So when it's healed, microblading tend to shrink down a tiny bit, okay? Because at the end and beginning of the strokes, even like how well you do with the second pass, it still have a little bit less pressure. Like it's not deep enough at the end and beginning of the strokes, and that part gonna shrink when it is healed. So microblading tend to shrink a little bit when they heal.
So every stroke now you go back and forth.
I just go not back and forth. I just want to make sure you have enough pressure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going back and forth.
Okay.
I might start right in the middle of the stroke and I go the other way, all
Okay.
the way forward. Yeah, either or. As long as you have that, when you stretch open, you see that even line, like all the pigment gonna be lined up
Mm-hmm.
underneath of it. And you're good. So what if you have a strokes that you went too deep? Try to remove the pigment. Okay, try to remove the pigment off that strokes, and don't rub the color in. If you accidentally going too deep, you don't have to go over with a second pass. Don't make any deeper, and just remove all the pigment underneath the cut. Now I'm gonna do the shading. So I'm done with the microblading. I'm gonna go over and shade it in at the tail. You guys use same color.
How long does the numbing cream stay numb for?
You doing okay, Leanna? Yeah, still work.
I was just wondering.
Yeah, still works. She's still okay.
But usually, like, you think like
15 minutes.
Okay.
I'll numb this area, this side, when I'm working the shading on this side. Okay, this area she doesn't have much brows hair. I'm gonna shade a little bit more. That's it for microblading and shading.
So amazing.
I'm gonna wait until it stops bleeding. Working on the other side, I'm gonna start rubbing the color one more last time. Sorry. So when I'm doing the second pass, my stretching a little bit easier now. Because earlier we have a frame. I have to go below the frame to stretch the skin. Now I'm just gonna stretch right here. So it's just a little bit easier with stretching now. So it's just when you have the frame, you're afraid of losing the frame, so you have to go a little bit lower than the frame. Now you can see that I'm stretching right on the strokes pattern that I created. If there's any stroke that you want to remove, you have to stretch open the strokes like this, and then use a little green tip, dip in the solution, and just rub off the color off the cut. That's how you do, how you remove the unwanted strokes. So after you finish, that's when you do the removal.
Oh, okay.
So this is difficult because she have hair, that area, and I can't even tell which is my hair strokes. You're gonna see that the most difficult part is chasing over your own strokes. You can see it. You can recognize which one is yours, which one is the natural hair. So remember, your pattern will help you a lot. Like you know that area you're gonna turn that way. That how many strokes in there. Yeah, be consistent so you remember. So again, if clients have thicker skin, like male skin, or very oily skin, I mean, you should not do it on very oily skin anyway. I mean, thick skin. You should go with 3 passes. With normal skin like this, 2 passes. And thinner skin, just 1. Thinner skin, after the first pass, you already see like the cut open a lot. So good depth is when you open the cut and you see a good amount of pigment lying up like this. It's not open too wide. The cut not open too wide. That you know that the good depth. Right? Okay. When you close, when you're losing your hands, go back. When you stretch it a little bit, you can see the stroke a little bit thicker. That's how thick it's gonna heal. It's heal a little bit thicker, and it's right after. So if you go way too deep, then it's gonna heal. When you stretch and you see the strokes very thick, this is how thick it's gonna heal. This is how thick they're gonna heal. That thickness.
Oh, okay. That's the result.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Where was I? Right here. And one more thing, this area, the skin is very thin because it has a bone right here. You see, it's have more fat layer right here and have less right here. It's easier to go too deep this area, from the tail to the tail. I'm sorry, from the arch to the tail. So you have to adjust your pressure. Right? You have to go a little bit lighter with your pressure when you hit this area because it's easy. You don't have to stretch much because it's already stretched for you because of the bone. So you don't have to stretch much. This area, go lighter. Your hand, yeah, pressure get lighter. This area. Okay, shading. This step gonna burn because the numb is already gone. So I'm gonna rubbing the pigment and this feel burn.
You can tell because it's not red anymore, right?
Hmm?
Or pink. That's how you can tell.
I just time it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And most of the time people say this is the worst step. Scrubbing the pigment. Is it, Eliana?
It's burning a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it. It looks so good.
It looks really good. Yeah, suck that color in.
This color matches like her hairs here.
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, this is spill on you.
Oh, no, no, no.
Okay, so for oily skin, you I mean for people that bleed a lot, you can wait like 5-10 minutes. For people that are not bleeding as much, their skin taking the colors really well, you can just leave it up a couple minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. For her, I'm gonna leave a little bit, like 5 minutes. Any questions at all? No? Which one you like better? Ombre powder brows or microblading?
I
Microblading.
like it, and I thought it was going to be a little more shading, but I saw it was just a little bit of the
Yeah,
tail.
just his tail, yeah, because she already have good amount of eyebrow hair at the front.
Yeah.
And we want to see the strokes. So the more you shade, the less strokes you're gonna see.
Yeah, that's
so
what I was
the area,
thinking.
yeah. So you want to see more strokes, and you're creating beautiful strokes. You don't want to cover
And she
it.
doesn't need more.
Yeah.
She
So I'm
needs
just
perfect.
showing the shading because she doesn't have much hair.
Just kind
tail.
of sharpen up the tail a little
Yeah.
bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I always also want to show you guys what shading gonna look like. It look fuller. It look fuller. The area that we do
Yeah.
shading.
And when you were standing up a minute ago, what were you doing over here? Just like a little touch up or adding
Touch
in
up. I just
one more
double
hair?
check.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here on
Is
one
this how
side.
you go in like one more time? I didn't know.
Yeah, one stroke is a little bit shorter compared to this one, so I just go a
okay.
little bit higher. So just double check. Alright, so clean the area, taking photos, drawing shape, numbing the area. First pass, tag 45, dumping gel in between. Second pass, rubbing the pigment on, shading if you want. If clients want, and clean up and we're done. Rubbing the pigment and we're done. It's not taking that long. The second pass takes the longest time.
Yeah. You have to find your hair strokes.
Yeah, you have to find where the last strokes.
Mhm.
You have to remember your pattern. So yeah, get this more consistent. The distance between your stroke more consistent will help you a lot more. Okay, so you see the ink dry out.
I like this little table. Amazon?
Tattoo Supply or Amazon. Yep.
Yeah, it's a great little table.
Yeah.
It's like this metal so you could clean it.
Yep.
Nice.
Mhm. Okay. Can somebody hand
You got
her?
3 minutes. You sure? Okay.
You really time me.
I mean, you weren't looking at a watch, so I was just trying to be helpful.
Thank you. But like I say, she bleed, but her skin stop bleeding and taking color.
Okay.
For some people, I just want to leave it there. I just hope the color taking. Alright, I just that green soap, and then I'm gonna clean it with water again. So I don't want to leave any green soap on her skin. That's it. Can I have the mirror for her?
Oh my gosh, it's the big reveal.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
It looks so good.
Wow. I feel like my eyebrows match my hair now. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't
Don't
have
touch 'em,
much.
don't
Oh, I'm
touch 'em.
sorry.
Touch 'em. I know you're excited, but don't touch them.
Awesome. They look great.
That's probably the first thing you want to do is just touch them.
Wow.
It looks so good.
It
Can I
looks
have
so
a
good.
phone?
It looks so real. Yeah.
So natural.
Yeah.
All right, taking photos. Can I have a brush? Mascara Wana. Thank you. See this side still numb. This side it start getting red, but this side still have that whiteness around it. It's still numb on that side. Well, that's pretty long.
So she can't wash it for 24 hours?
Yeah,
Can
I just
she pat
wanted
it
to
dry? Or just leave it alone?
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone,
Mhm.
okay.
Open your eyes here. Look at my camera. I see photogenic too, so it's good. Okay, got my camera here. Just follow my camera, okay?
Okay.
Good here. Look straight to the ceiling. A little lower. Yep, right there. Okay. Look at the camera here. I took a bunch of photos because you don't know which one's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. You can sit up.
Thank you.